Alright guys, update on the Porsche 911 Carrera. Some of the colors that I chose, some of the techniques that I'm using, and some of my thoughts on why I'm using those techniques, how I'm wrapping this car, and why I'm choosing to do it that way. First we're going to go with the body. I bought this piece of what's called aventurine green by Bullseye. You can kind of see it has some speck of glitter into the glass, and you know, obviously a lot of the higher end exotic cars or supercars have paint options that have a little bit of that speck in there, so I thought this would be a great color. Going with just a straight black for some of the trim options. And if you know anything about Porsche's British Racing Green, which I'm trying to model that green after, it always comes with a nice gold trim for the tires or some of the accents. So let's take a look at the car. So that's the car, that's the model. And I am wrapping this whole thing in glass. And this is where I'm at so far. I'm using some of this Bullseye metallic iridescent for the windshield and for the side windows, obviously, and the windshield in the back. Now, I knew that I wasn't going to be able to wrap this completely because obviously I'm taking a two-dimensional flat piece of glass and I'm trying to curve around all of these, the curves of the Porsche. And that's kind of what the Porsche is known for, its sleek curves. So I didn't want to destroy that by putting a two-dimensional piece of glass, so I had to think a little bit outside the box, knowing that some of this is going to look a little bit geometric, but I really wanted to work with the curving of the car. So this is really going to be all about how I choose to break up the glass to get that hood to come down and curve, and obviously right around these headlights. My instincts were to go with the green just because that's an original Porsche color, the British Racing Green, but I wanted to go with something a little bit darker as well. I know there were a tremendous amount of comments about I should go with yellow, or I should go with Miami blue, or even red, but I'm thinking that the green, what it's going to do for me is once I start building this body, you can see I have all these brake lines in there. The black grout lines are going to hide themselves a lot easier with a darker piece of glass. Because I have to cut this up so much, I was worried about having a lighter color, even if I was to do a lighter grout, having that kind of accentuate how I had to break up the pieces of glass, and it would look even more geometric. I think it's coming out well. I'm excited to get more into it.